welcome back to another episode of the best place
Just
to be on the internet on a Wednesday morning, and that is
pitch
Pitch
practice.
Practice, the
Mhm.
show. I'm Mark, the guy behind the Mental Marketer, the private Facebook group, Funnel Building 101, helping you leverage the power of sales funnels, to grow your business. And today we
And we got Brandon here with BKXX Enterprises, helping your online presence make you more money and getting you found.
Yeah, Laura Morales, the best franchise sales executive in the world, helping you get awarded into the franchise opportunity that's right for you.
Yes. So what's going on? You got a wide screen today, Laura. What's up?
I know. I figured my face needed a better view behind this beautiful back. I'm on an island, literally.
Ah,
So
what? Oh, really?
yeah, I'm
But
on an island. It's an island off the coast of North Carolina called the Crystal Coast, and it's called Emerald Isle.
I've been
oh,
there.
you've been there before?
Yep.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, I lived in North Carolina for about a year and a half, and so the Outer Banks was a very fun
Yeah,
getaway.
far from the Outer Banks.
Ah,
Really
I've
close
been,
to it.
I've been to the Outer Banks before.
Well, you're in
Yeah,
Texas now. Do you guys have beaches in Texas?
Yes,
we yes.
they're not very good though.
They're not. They're not. I think the best beach that we have is down in South Padre. South Padre, it's the southernmost beach. And then there are beaches along the eastern border. Uh,
Okay.
Corpus Christi is a famous one.
Okay.
And then we have Galveston. That's a famous one, but neither of them are like beautiful sands. They're more uh low waves, lots of seaweed and things on the beach. You can find some, it's like there's some little spots you can find. I know if I have any of my Texas friends watching, they would say different. I got friends that go to these specialized beaches, but it looks gorgeous where you at. What are you staying in? Is it like a villa?
Uh, Ooh, do you see the people walking? No, we rented a house before the season picks up. You know, there are some perks from working from home. You end up working all day long. You end up doing way more hours than if you went to office. So one of those great perks is because you get to work from home, you hop location. So as long as there's Wi-Fi, it doesn't matter if it's in the jungle or at the beach.
Exactly. Work from anywhere. Ah, nice. Very nice. And what's
Yeah,
going with?
let's
Yeah,
do it.
very nice. Yes. So if you're watching out there, I know you're watching out there. We
Smash
know you're watching.
the button.
Just hash smash that heart button. I hope you saw. And of course, this week we are continuing our discussion of Alex Hormozi's book, 100 Million Offers. And since Laura reminded us last week that we were, what, 66% done, how are you feeling about this book so far, Brandon? It's not your first time, but how are you feeling about this book?
No, I think it's an excellent book and a great kickoff to a series. I'm looking forward to $100 million leads.
Leads. Mm-hmm.
That's coming out soon. I got on his list for that. It really helped put together my core offers. When it comes to the bundle and the stack, that makes it easier for the close to give as much value as possible
Mm-hmm.
for the least amount of money, or what I feel would be the least amount of money in comparison to other marketing consulting firms out there. Most charge $5,000-$10,000, but what are you actually, getting for it other than them telling you what to do? To where mine is actually 100% done for you for roughly the same amount of money.
Mm. Mm. But wait, there's more.
There is more. There is a ton more. I mean, not only do you get everything done for you, but there's a lot of value added in the background where I just do and pick up things that just need to be done when it comes to either responding to a review or commenting on a post, just to help with that algorithm, because as busy business owners, you don't have time to work in the business because you're doing your own thing. So you need to be working on it by having other people help you out and get things done. And that is explained phenomenally by my latest podcast host guest on the Business Growth Accelerator. So be sure to check that out.
Is that is that your relative?
Yeah, Megan Pozecki. Yeah.
Yes. I listened to it, Brandon. I did. I can't see. Well, okay, I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
did you use AI at all on that recording to clean it up or do anything?
Oh yeah. Descript is the game changer when it comes to editing your podcast, whether you're either doing it vocally or video wise. It takes out all the ands, the ums, the uhs, and any spaces. Like right there was a pregnant pause. Take that pregnant pause out and just make it sound as clean and clear as possible. But yeah, Descript is a life changer.
So you did use it.
Yeah, I've been using it on all of them since I started. Yeah.
As I was listening to I listened to it and I was noticing these pauses. And I said, and it just sounded so crisp and clean. And I thought and for that to be your first interview and you did it at the end of 2021.
Roughly.
I think you said, I heard you say the end of 2021, and it was your first interview, and you were like, yeah, let's just kick this thing off. But you asked some very good questions. I thought you asked some really good questions. And I was trying to figure out, what did you have to edit out? What was it that you were so hesitant to put that out there?
I guess it was the daunting task of going through and taking out all those ands and ums and uhs and the gaffes, so to speak, because it wasn't the cleanest of interviews starting off. So when you have 30-45 minutes you got to go through to listen and then cut out and then re-listen and then make sure it's all tied in, the Descript offer saved hours of time for a couple $100. So, you pay for your time.
Yeah. I'll tell you that those pauses, I sort of thought, okay, have you been studying some sales techniques with the pause, or was this just been cleaned up? And that's what I wanted to ask you. Cool. Laura, how are you liking this book?
Been enjoying it. I've got to say, it's so practical, and I've never really understood Alex. I've seen him on YouTube, briefly, but I've never gotten into him. I don't think I'll be a devotee, if that's the right word, right? I'm not going to worship him like I do a certain other person.
He's not going to be right here.
He's not going to be Grant, but he's still very practical in his approach, and everything he says is very helpful. I like how it's like, here's how you implement it, here's the examples, here's what I've done, right? And I also have really enjoyed that he is very proactive in even telling you how he has done it in his own companies, right? Like today he was talking about scarcity, and when he's talking about scarcity, one of the big highlights that I wanted to mention was that he mentioned that we all have a fear of loss as opposed to a desire of gaining things. So that's why it makes sense for us to have scarcity in our offers. And he talked about how if you're good at this, you should always sell out, and how it should be something you do consistently, as well as he always talked about how honesty on how many customers you can handle is a great strategy tactic. Right? He talked about like the easiest scarcity strategy is honesty. Right. So if you know you actually can only handle 10 clients, you should tell people we're at 81% capacity. So if you'd like to do this, you need to let us know like today. Right.
Yeah.
It does make a difference. And I start thinking about all the times when I wanted to do something and it's like, well, that's the last one on the lot. Or if you don't take this beach house, because when I was doing researching for beach houses, I was looking online, and as soon as I even refreshed the page, a couple of the ones that I wanted were already booked. So the web page had like 45 people viewing the same house as you're viewing, right? It had this scarcity of there's other people looking. So I think I personally could do a better job at that. I'm in the franchise space, so really letting people know the scarcity exists with, well, it's one territory, so we can only offer it to one person. So if you like it, it's for 10 years, and we need to know like today, right? There's no, oh, I'll let you know. Good. That means it's a no. So just letting you know, there's 6 other people on the list. We're going to offer it to them. Right. So I guess for me, it's being more upfront with the scarcity, and not that I want to put people in a pressure cooker, but the firm of the brand of the owner of the firm at Rhino 7 told me something that I'll never forget. He said, if they buy, you don't care. If they don't buy, you don't care, because it's about building the muscle to put people in a pressure cooker to get a decision. It's a yes or it's a no. Anything short than a yes, it's a no.
Wow. And that's the owner says that.
Yes, he said, Laura, if they buy, you don't care. If they don't buy, you also don't care. Get them through the process and move on to the next one. That's why we have hundreds of leads. We don't have a shortage of leads. Move on to the next one. Don't try to compress somebody when it's always going to be a no. Just like it's yes or no. Be firm with the yes or no. If they start with an explanation, that means it's a no. Right?
Yeah. Nice. Trust the process and know that it's always those psychological things that are happening in the background with your prospects. Just like, man, that is something that I've dealt with before also, is scarcity on a website. When you okay, so I've got to book a trip, I've got to book a flight to California in December. I start looking in March.
January the year before.
Yeah. And then as I get closer, I see the price going up. And I'm starting to psychologically, because I've had the experience before of waiting until the last minute, and waiting until the last minute has cost me money. So those thoughts are in my mind, and I'm seeing these other factors like you saw, 45 people watching. That's an ingenious way to create some scarcity.
And honestly, even if it's, what do you guys think is, even if it's maybe inaccurate, maybe if the number is random?
That could be unethical.
Absolutely. It would be
Yeah.
unethical.
Well, yeah.
But
Yeah.
it still creates
And it's not the
mentality.
Yeah. And I used to believe, I would believe that it was done on purpose. The airlines would. So what I would do is I would purposely, because there's all kinds of tracking. So they know you've been there before, right?
Exactly.
it's their strategy to say, okay, he's been here before, he's looked at this, he's interested in this, so let's give him some urgency. So what I would do is I would come out completely and access it from a different device. Have you ever done that before?
No, I've never done that.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you could always go incognito too from the same device, but
Yeah.
or use VPN. But no, I've never really paid attention to airlines or those travel sites that I never believe their scarcity just because I know it's a tactic that they would use. But there is one company that I know that uses scarcity very well, and that's Ryan Dice with Digital Marketer. They're always having these promotional sales, but they're only lasting, X number of weeks, and they'll send their email campaigns out and saying, okay, today's the last day, you have until midnight. I was like, yeah, right, Ryan, it's gonna keep going. It's like, nope, at midnight, you try to go to that link, it's done. You can't get it. Now you got to wait another 3 or 4 months or whenever they decide to run that campaign again to buy their deal, which will come back around again. But it's still that time factor of you missing out. It's like now you're 3-4 months behind where you could have been if you'd have just bought then and there and got started.
Yeah. Time. I'll tell you that one thing that this book has really clarified for me is breaking down what scarcity is limited resources, but we haven't gotten into that chapter yet, the urgency. And the urgency is the time. The urgency is the time. And I think I've listened a little bit ahead, and he talked about that urgency in local businesses and how you can kind of use the same urgency, but over and over again. Can't wait to get to that. Maybe you've read it before, Brandon, where he talked about, okay, you use that same urgency, but you can do it ethically,
right?
By saying, okay, New Year's sale or Valentine's sale or spring sale. It's kind of being able to use scarcity and urgency ethically, meaning that you're not saying something that's not true. You're not just putting it out there and in actuality saying, okay, we only have 5 spots left when you know that you have more than 5 spots left. So that's sort of a balance that but he talks about that in the next chapter. One way, because before we came on camera, you guys asked me, how do I add a little bit of urgency into my offers? And that's when I mentioned that what I say is that I don't know if this offer will be available when you watch this, but you'll want to check to make sure it's still available. And then one thing I also throw in as a side note, I apologize in advance if it's not available. Yeah. And what do you think about that? I apologize in advance if it's not available. But
I mean,
can't.
that's perfect for evergreen type 5-minute perfect webinars that you put up there talking about an offer. If you have the video running, it probably has what, a week, 2 week shelf life before it gets pulled down from the algorithms on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. But YouTube is a little bit can last a little bit longer. But still, even at that, somebody seeing it 6 months from now, going back to listen to everything, they probably know it's not going to be there, but you never know, it could be.
Exactly. I can't guarantee, but you can check right away to make sure it's still available. And that's it. What other great takeaways do we have? Because
tell him the great example that he had about the downloads. I thought that was genius.
Was that in this chapter?
Yeah, this one was in the chapter where we talked about how You could tell people to download something, but you had to create scarcity.
Okay. Yeah, I thought he talked about Chanel. This is the chapter where he actually talked about Chanel, and he talked about them only sending two uh, products to each store, and each store gets a different product. So at any given time, they've always either on the last or the next to the last product. Now that's scarcity.
Yeah. No, no, he talks about the download one here. Free
Ah,
lead.
okay.
Um,
Okay. I can almost remember it by heart, but
Go on.
if you have it there,
Um, I do. I'm trying to. I think it's somewhere in
what's
here.
what's the weather like? It looks gorgeous out there.
Yeah, I don't know how to open this window. Weather today. Let me look.
What is it? 80s, 70s? Cool. Are you gonna hit the beach?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna hit the beach. As soon as this call's over, I'm gonna hit the beach. Wait a second. I gotta hop because I got a call to go to. In the beach. And then I have a call at 9. But
yeah, the
here,
beach calling.
exactly. The beach is calling. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go outside. Hold on, because
This this I thought for a minute there that you were there with uh oh my gosh. Do you still talk to uh our guy from North Carolina? He was on with us a couple times. Merrick, I don't know.
what?
I don't know why I
Why
want to
would
call
I be here with him? That's a franchisee. I have nothing to do with the guy. Not in a bad way. I
but
had
you know what I'm talking about, Merrick.
Yes, I do. I'm here with my boyfriend and my dog. And he says hi, by the way. My
Hi,
boyfriend always says
boyfriend.
hi.
Oh, hi, boyfriend. Ah, okay.
That's very nice.
And there's Jackie.
Ah, she's recovered from the surgery.
Hey, Jack. She had a tub of chicken salad out here and she was eating it.
She recovered. She's fully recovered from her surgery.
Yes, she is. She barely felt it.
Oh,
Like,
really?
dog can survive anything.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, it feels great out here. It's got a double deck, so the sunset and the sunrise look really great. It's before busy season, so the beach is very much like ours, which is
Okay.
great. So
Ah, nice, nice. I like those little beachside cabins, and you just walk to them, and very nice and relaxing.
very nice and relaxing. So, um, what
Okay.
else we got, fellas?
Oh no, you were going to read. You were going to
Oh,
read.
well, shoot, I forgot my phone inside. I had to take my laptop out here.
You were going to read the part about the uh
The downloads.
the downloads. The downloads. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So the downloads were, he said that if I told you that I have an audio, or no, let's say an audio, well, a course that you can download, and you might go to the site and actually download it, right? But if I told you that the download only allows 5 downloads a week, and uh, then if when you went to that site and you saw that all the downloads were taken, then you could sign up for to be notified the next time that those downloads are available. Then you would be more likely, when you got that alert that the downloads were available, you'd be more likely to go there to get the download, right? Because you knew there would be a limited amount. And after
Mhm.
that 5 was gone, you'd have to wait until the next time they were available. So then when you got that alert, you're more likely to actually go and get that. You're likely to go there quickly. That reminded me of so I used to go to these, I used to get these advanced screenings to movies all the time. And the email would come in and it would say that you are invited, you and a guest are invited to see a special advanced screening of this movie that's scheduled to come out. And they were all free passes, right? But then sometimes I would go there and I would try to get the tickets. And then, sorry, we're all out. Sorry,
Oh,
sorry, we're all out. So I quickly learned that I needed to go there immediately when I got the emails. So that was an example of how scarcity was used on me.
and
And
it's true. It kept saying on the book, like when you do sell out from your scarcity offer, you always tell people that you sold out. And I started thinking that makes sense. Like when you go to, Broadway or the movie theater or whatever, they always put all these things that say sold out. Or even famous people, famous restaurants or anything like that, they'll say sold out, booked out. Even
yeah,
in hotels, right? They'll say fully booked because it actually psychologically tells the customer in the future that they should book faster, and it's a proven concept place or whatever it is.
yeah, it lets them know that other people want this too. And
Yeah.
that was something he said early in the chapter. He said people want what other people want, and people want what they can't get, as he was giving
Exactly.
the example about being at the fundraising events, at the fundraising event with Arnold Schwarzenegger arriving, and then all of the things he learned there. What do you think, Brandon? You're out of the picture, Laura.
I'm trying to get my dog. She's underneath here.
Oh yeah,
There she is. Hi, Jackie.
yeah. All right.
No, maybe just
Oh
longer.
yeah, probably internet. What about your example, Brandon?
For
Uh,
for scarcity that I have currently, I don't have one, and I probably need to get a scarcity type offer
yeah,
up and put something together that that you only get and probably in the next couple of weeks. And I guess I'm still in that. I wouldn't say it's still development phase because I offer so many services and stacking them, and there are a million people out there that can do what I do. So to have something that sets myself apart is a little bit more difficult than a uh, typical business that's out there. So I hate to say it, but I'm still developing that market dominating position for what I can offer. I do know on the back end that I can eventually add some value add outside of the whole marketing space when it comes to personal things as far as travel and things like that. But I just got to pull the trigger and start plugging them into the offers. Don't know what I'm waiting for, but eventually I'll get there.
I'm right there with you, Brandon. I think this going through this is really making me take a closer look at my offers and how he is really breaking it down. How the first part of it, he's talked about, okay, the Grand Slam offer was things that you can do internally to create the offer. Now, these enhancing the offers are things that you can do externally to to uh create that irresistible Grand Slam offer. And now not only externally, but he's really breaking it down into whether you want to create urgency of time, if you want to create urgency of resources. And then he gave one example. He said, when you look at all the infomercials from the 90s, and they would always, it's funny how they would always sell one knife for $38, but you got 18 other knives, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got 18 other knives. And he said, until they beat you into submission. He said, they would beat you into submission with the bonuses. They beat you over the head with but wait, there's more. And then you get this until it was totally ridiculous for you to not take this offer because you were getting, right?
Yeah, and like at the very end, not only do you get the main knife plus the 38 other knives, we're going to throw in a complete second set for only the cost of shipping or whatever, and those infomercials were great.
Yeah, and you'll get the same. So that's what I really take away from the book so far is really getting that overall view of breaking down the offer internally, externally, across the board. And we've come to the end of today's episode already. A couple minutes left. Just throwing shots out there to everybody that's watching. We love to hear your comments, your suggestions. And we had some people actually order the book, 100 Million Offers. Hope you're watching us and you're following along with us too, whether it's the audio book or whether it's the physical book. Hope you can share some of your takeaways from these chapters with us in the comments as well. And final words, Brandon, then Laura, real quick, less than a minute.
If you're struggling to get sales, it's probably one of three things: your hook, your story, your offer. This series we're going through your offer, so get a solid grip on what you're actually offering. Is it actually needed in the market? And if it isn't, pivot and come up with something new.
Awesome.
And always tell people when you sell out. Always tell them when you sell out. That is your biggest next sell. It causes people to realize, there's something here, and I better speed up.
Yes. And where's Jackie?
Jackie.
Jackie. Where's Jackie looking at?
Jackie, what are you looking at? He's looking at you, fool.
All right.
Go close the deal, everybody.
Go close the deal. Until next week, take care.
See you later.